Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Get Things Printed. I just wanted to jump on here to show you how to customize your perfect gift. Our product design tool is very detailed, which is great to get exactly what you want printed, but it can be a little confusing. So here's a breakdown and some tips on how to get exactly what you want. After you have your item selected, which I have the billboard keychain selected here, you will choose the Customize button. This will bring you right into the product design tool. Let's start by adding an image to our product. There are two ways to add an image. One way is by clicking here to open up the Files window and selecting the artwork of your choosing. The second way is by dragging and dropping your image into this boxed area here. Either way you choose to upload, the image will be shown right underneath where you clicked when ready. Also, the image will automatically be placed into the product area. Once the artwork is uploaded, you will see the tool icons on all four corners of the image. The bottom right corner tool, you can click and drag to make the image size change. The top right corner tool is the rotation tool. You can click and drag to rotate. The top left corner is the duplicate button for that particular image, and the bottom left corner is the delete option for that image. Please keep in mind you can also modify your image using the tools on the left. You can size the image by using the Scale X and Scale Y options shown here. X moves the left and right orientation, and Y moves the top and bottom orientation. Let me just undo this right here. You can lock the scaling to be proportional by clicking the lock button in between the X and Y options. Here is another way that you can rotate your image. Next, these buttons are the alignment tools. Each shows different placements for the image: left, top, right, bottom, and centered. Lastly, here is where you can flip or reflect the image. Here is a tip if you want to start this particular image over again. Say you have it too zoomed and rotated wrong. You press this reset button to start the editing process over. You can also duplicate and remove the image here. I'm going to edit this now exactly how I like it. Here is a good reason to know all the tools. Since I moved this over too much to access the bottom right corner, I can use the left toolbar instead. I'll just click right here and edit. If your image is going to be hitting any of the edges, it is best for that image to be stretched out to the box outline. This will help show you the most accurate representation to what will be printed, as we have to print bleed. Printing bleed pretty much ensures nothing will be cut off in the printing process. Next, let's move on to adding text. Enter your desired text in the box here. I'm going to start with my name. Must click on the button below to place text onto the product. As you might notice, the tools on the four corners are the same as the tools on the corners of the uploaded image: scale, rotate, duplicate, and delete. For text, you can change the color, change the font, and curve the text. Let's start with the font. Every time you click on a font, the text on the product will change accordingly. I'm going to go with Great Vibes. As I'm moving the text around, you could see the exact center of the item with these guided lines showing up. Here's where you can change the font size. This changes the line height, which is for the spacing between if there's another line of text. And this is the letter spacing. Above that are the options for bold, making the text italic, adding an underline, text alignment, which is left justified, right justified, or center. This button changes all to caps or all to lowercase. I'm gonna hit undo to go back. Now to change the color of the text here. You have a few options on how to choose the color you want. You can choose the color picker. You can move it around to find out exactly what you're looking for. And the text on the product will change accordingly. If you have a hex code, you could enter it here. There is also a bunch of standard colors for easy access. Last, on this toolbox area for the color changes, you can change the transparency of the text. I'm gonna choose the white for now. To curve the text, press the Curve Text button here. First thing to do is to switch on the Start Curve Option button. As you can see, this looks a mess. If this happens to you, go to the Edit Text and change the font size. Then you can go back into the Curve Text area. At this point, you can change the size by clicking on the bottom right corner Scale tool. Change it how you desire. You can change the spacing of the curve here and the radius of the curve here. Last, on the Curve tool area, you can reverse and change the direction of the curve. For this design, I'm going to switch this button off, and I'm going to go into the font size to make it a little bigger. Now I think I'm going to add some sort of graphic. Click on the Stock Designs Categories button to browse our many stock art options. I think a frame would look nice with this. I like this one. Click on the design within the product to access the options. Now you will see the design has many of the same options as previously shown. Now I'm just going to adjust how I like. I'm going to make this a little thinner here. You see how I drag down from the top of the art unproportionally to change the size? That does not work on every design, so play around to find out. Now I'm going to use the top left button here to duplicate what I just made. I want to put it up here and rotate it to frame this out. Move this down a little bit to exactly where I want. I want to make sure that it is all centered, so I'm going to click on each element other than the photo in the background. I'm going to click to center it. Now, technically, that could be it if I wanted to and just finish up there, but I want to show you some other tools that can help in designing your custom product. Let's go into the Layers tab here. This is where you can lock a layer. So while you're adjusting other elements, the locked layer won't be able to move or be clickable. I'm trying to click this Rachel and I'm unable to. This is the area you want to adjust what design is on top and what's on the bottom of each other. How it works. The left toolbar shows in order of bottom to top. So the first layer shown is actually the bottom layer in the product preview. I know that can be confusing, but that's the way it shows. I'm going to show you an example of how this works. I'm going to move the flower image that's on the bottom on top of the Rachel. I'll drag that flower layer down. See how the Rachel is now gone, but it is really just underneath the flower image. Another great option in this Layers tab is if you look back after you're all done and you realize that you want to move an element, but you want to lock all the other elements that you brought together because you know that that is exactly where you want those other elements. I'm going to go in and lock the frames and the text, but I'm going to leave the background as it is without locking it so I can move that around. So you can see that I'm moving that around and nothing else is going to by accident get clicked. Onto this top toolbar. Now, say I want to save this design because I like it, but I want to try another design also and decide between the two. I'm going to click on this Save Design button and add a name, press Save. Let's edit the elements to black. Let's save again, Rachel 2, save. Now I want to go back to the original. Click on the Load Design button, and here you will see the designs. Under the Tools pull down, you can press Zoom, and then on the bottom, you can click and scroll to change. Press the Zoom button again to get out of the Zoom option. Okay, I think I'm good now. I'm going to just go back to the first version, and then I'm going to add it to cart. Sometimes it will show a glimpse back at the item page. See the preview right there, and then it will automatically go to the cart page. In the cart page, you will now see a small preview on the left and a summary of what will be printed next to that. At this point, you might realize that you want to change something. If you have saved the design, you can click back on the item here. Then you could click on the Customize button again, and then either load the design or change the design. Now you add that changed artwork to the cart again. Here, you can look at the previews and remove the one you want to discard. Before I finish, I want to show you some tricks on how to use the stock designs within the product design tool. Let's say I want to put this flower pattern, but I want to have a color background behind it. Best way to add a background color is to click on the shapes category and select a shape that best suits the orientation of the product. As you can see here, it loaded on top of the flower pattern. So first I'm going to change this color to red. Now I have to go into the Layers tab and move the flower pattern on top of the shape layer. Remember how it goes opposite. So move it down on the left toolbar side and it moves up on the right preview side. Now that I see it all together in the preview, I don't love the color with it, so I'm going to click on the color icon within the Layers tab to change the color in an easy way. I think I like that. So let's add that to cart. I think that looks good. Something to keep in mind. While our product design tool is pretty accurate, end products might appear slightly different from what appears on screen, as all computer screens show slightly different colors than printers can print. Also, we will print as based on what is shown. So if there is a smudge or pixelation in the uploaded image, it will print with that smudge or pixelation. I hope this answers all your questions on how our product design tool works. Please don't hesitate to contact us at doit@getthingsprinted.com for any other questions you might have. Thank you.